Hi folks, hope you're well. So here's a little clip from the Dave Courtney Tribute Night last night that I filmed for Brendan, and it's Brendan on stage talking about Dave Courtney, how they first met and how they got along well together. I'll be putting some more clips up on during the week, and really was a great night. I met so many nice people who've been watching the channel for years, and you know, I don't get to meet sometimes all the people who have subscribed to this channel, so I just want to thank everybody I met. You know, people bought me some drinks, you know, which was fantastic, and you know, there was some good people there last night, great crowd, you know, a lot of the chaps, and it was a really interesting evening. You know, Courtney sang some beautiful songs, and Jenny was playing some sounds, and good comparing, very good night, very professionally put together. So I'm going to be showing some more later in the week, but here's Brendan talking about Dave.
How did you meet Dave? Well, you know, Dave used to tell a story that we met in the Ministry of Sound, which was true. But I'd met Dave previously to that, probably 5 or 6 months before that, and I was about 23, 24. I didn't really know who Dave was.
No or 8?
Nearly funny, Belle. Get another drink. I was actually driving a digger, and I was demolishing a house for a guy called, affectionately known as Mickey Fireballs, because he had been shot 5 times. But he'd survived then. He was all right. He was a cool guy, Mickey, and him and Dave were friends. And I remember him telling me on the day, when I've got a bloke coming out here today, he's the main man in London, he is the bollocks, right? And he said he's called Dave Courtney, and I've never heard of this guy. I was driving a digger, right? But anyway, this black Jaguar XJS pulls up, right? Covered in gold, like gold wheels, gold door handles, a gold Jaguar. I've never seen anything like it. And it was almost to the point of tacky, if I'm being honest. A little bit. It was Dave. He used to love doing that, right? He loved doing that, right? But it did look cool, right? And Dave got out of that car, right? And I purposely, when I looked over at him, I seen him with all the gold, all the rings, and he was a very good-looking man, right? And he had a leather waistcoat on. First impression at him, looking at him as a digger driver, I thought, what a flash. And he just looked really flash, and by the way, he was flash. But he could afford to be flash, he could carry it off. He was exactly what he looked like, but he was real, right? And he come over to me when I was driving a digger and asked me, he stopped, and he went, yeah, I'd love to do that job, mate. You know, it must be mental doing that. And he climbed up on the side of the digger and asked me how to drive it. So I showed him, and he did knock a bit of the geezer's house down. And he was so humble and polite that I thought, wow, I completely misjudged what that man was, right? Because he was the opposite of what I thought he was. You could tell he would fucking beat you up and could have a row, but I had probably booked him as one of them that would just give you a backhander for nothing, really, but he was the opposite of that. He was so beautiful, funny, and humble. I really did sort of realise after he went I knew I'd met someone special that day, right? And it was a time when I was going raving, and the rave scene had just started about for us around the 1991 years. And I remember going to the Ministry of Sound on the opening night, and Dave was running the security. All right, so a girl had got me a ticket to get in, and it was in that era, I'm afraid, you could go to a club with one girl, and the romances were sort of whirlwindy, if you like. So if you got out your nut and decided she weren't the one, you just moved on to another one. Right, which Jenny will tell you, she did notice me doing that. She met me with different girls at different parts of the night, yeah? So sometimes they worked out all right, and other times we just moved on quickly. So on this night, I'd gone into the club with this girl, but, you know, after half an hour, decided she really weren't the one, but I got into the VIP lounge and she couldn't get in. And I thought, touch. So now I'm in there, I've got talking to another girl, and it was going quite well with her until the other girl got in. But Dave was sitting behind me on a chair. It was like a back-to-back settee, and he was sitting behind me. So he's now started to hear the commotion because this girl's making it clear to me that I'm a really. So, you know, she started screaming and shouting a bit, and I had to fall, because I'm embarrassed, I tried to calm it down. I said, listen, please, just listen a second, please listen to me. And she went, what? I said, you've mistaken me for someone who gives a right? Which weren't the best thing to say, but I was just trying to quickly stop the situation getting any worse. She threw the drink over me, said another couple of things, but walked off. But Dave actually turned around and went to me, I don't know who you are, but that was really funny. He went, that has made me proper laugh. So I went and sat with Dave, and it was like, I don't know, it's like I met my best friend for the rest of my life. That night, I knew I met someone that was going to be very, very special in my life. We laughed, we cried, we joked. Everything about him was a bit of me. He was everything, you know, except he could have a fight and I couldn't. Right? And I pointed that out to him, by the way. I said, listen, Dave, I want you to know I want to be mates with you for years and I think we'll be good friends, but I want to tell you right now, from the start, I am a coward, right? You see all them big geezers you've got with you that would snap me in half? That's why I run off, yeah? So I don't like that, I'll get beat up, so I'm out of here. So please don't ever think, if there's a fight, and you look to me, that I'm going to jump in with you, because I'm not. He went, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid, Brendan, you don't have to do anything like that. I just want you as a mate. I went, no, but I want to be honest from the day we met, Dave, because I know the people that you hang around with, I know this world, and I just want to let you know I've always run off. Right? So, anyway, that was quite cool, that was. There weren't no issue with that, but about 6 months into our relationship, there ended up a situation one day where I think it was Dave's son Bo had his phone robbed off him in the East End around Shoreditch, and he come back and told Dave we were doing a photo shoot. So immediately there was about 8 or 10 people with Dave that day, and they all went out looking for the people who robbed the phone. Right, so I'd done the best job I could. I drove. So I was in the car, and they spotted the guys that done it. But they happened to be with like a load of football people, so there was a lot more of them than I anticipated. Right, so as the fight started, Dave had gone out, but he put a crash helmet on because he had been on his Harley that day. So as the fight started, I tried to point out to Dave, I went, that geezer's got a bottle there, Dave. But I thought he's got a helmet on it, Dave, man. Anyway, they didn't, I wouldn't say they won the fight hands down, but they definitely didn't lose. It was a good scrap. They all got in the car a little bit beat up, but the others were, you know, a bit more seriously beat up. But there was tension, you know, when they got in the car afterwards, because I'd sat in the car and I could see him looking at me, and I thought, he don't think I want to get out, does he? So I thought, I'll inspire him, I'll turn the radio up. I'll put a bit of music on, and there's a nice little house beat, Slave to the Vibe, right? Give him a bit of that. Fuck me if that don't inspire you, you know what I mean? You can't lose art listening to that. And anyway, they got in the car, and Dave, like, he had a bit of a serious face on as we drove down the road, but the other geezers were staring at me firmly in the back. They weren't happy at all, right? And Dave just went to me, Brent, he went, please tell me why I shouldn't punch you in the face. So I quickly pulled the handbrake up on the car, and I went, hold it, Dave. Can I not be honest with you? Did I not tell you, in the Ministry of Sound, on the first day we met, I am a coward. I will run off. I didn't even run off, I sat there in the car for you. I've done the best I could. And he looked at me and he went, you did. I said, so, sorry? He went, all right, sorry. And I ran off and left him for years after that, and he never moaned about it.